You're at a point now where you've laid a foundation for your brand. You've started to build out your tech stack. You have your CRM, everything's ready to go. And now you're at a phase where you need to actually put this plan into action. Hey, I'm Shane. I'm the Director of Client Experience here at Evenbound, and I'm walking you through the last phase, operate, of our industrial growth methodology, something that we believe every industrial company could adopt to actually implement real change, bring together a good go-to-market strategy, and really see a good lift out of your marketing and sales activities. So, to kick off this conversation, I want to show you an example cycle that we like to use with our clients where at the start of truly a 90-day plan, actually, you would put together a foundation, prepare for launch. You work through, let's say, over 90 days. Here's what I want to accomplish each month, have a couple of goals in mind. And so you can start to get in a rhythm, report on numbers, optimize a little bit, and you just do small iterative changes within, the quarter. And then at the end, you do a quarterly strategy review just to make sure, hey, is everything that we've been doing, is it actually working? Is there something that's maybe not working? Does it still help us reach our ultimate goal that we have for the year? Or maybe for, even if you just have a quarterly goal, did we actually hit those quarterly goals? Whatever your measurable numbers might be, just making sure that you're doing the right things and that you're not stuck in a loop where you work on something for a year without really stopping to understand, is it really working for us or not? So we recommend going off of what we would call a flight plan. Example one here. In this 90-day sprint, you can identify what we do with clients is identifying different channels or different areas of work, what we hope to accomplish in a month. We'll have a couple of months built into a flight plan just so we can pace things out. We're not doing one thing before the other if it doesn't make sense to do something before the other. And at the end of the day, these will all roll up into SMART goals, which would be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals that are really driving your strategy. So, a good example of a SMART goal would be that within a quarter, you want to see if you can get a 5% growth in your leads that ends up having a certain qualification rate, right? So I don't know what that number would be, but the whole point of it is that you're identifying a very specific goal. It's measurable. You can measure if you're generating leads or not. In terms of if it's attainable, if you have a small percentage number, let's say that you just want to see if you can get 1 or 2% growth, that should be pretty attainable, right? It's realistic that you can see this kind of growth, especially if you have an explosion on one channel. Let's say your paid media goes off, you invest a little bit more money, and things seem to work out. That's great. And then it's timely because you're saying that you want to execute this goal within the 30-day period or a 90-day period or whatever the time frame might be. So within this, you're launching campaigns, you're just actively building that market awareness, you're starting to get some data into your CRM, you're building out the dashboards to make sure that you're measuring everything that you're doing. If you can't measure something or you don't have any specific goal in mind, you might just want to rethink, does it make sense that we're actually doing this? And then I would just encourage you to think, hey, in a 30-day period, we're probably not going to see monstrous results. There's a possibility that you might. It might take a little bit longer, right? So just know, again, based on your SMART goals, what are things we hope to accomplish in 30 days, in 60 days, and then 90 days. And then again, looking at a step back within this quarter, what do we hope to accomplish? And what do we hope to accomplish in the next quarter, then in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter? So over the course of, say, 2 years, you're going to start with your marketing team. You might be saying, hey, we need to get some more leads. So focus on your inbound initiatives, maybe paid media, social media, building out your tech stack, making sure that the website is in a good spot. And that just might be a foundation that could take you, honestly, 6 months to a year, depending on the size of your business and what some of your initiatives are. From there, once marketing is in a good spot, you then might look at the sales team, right? We need to show ROI. Do we have a solid process in place? Are we able to enable our teams to get deals into a pipeline and move them across different stages? Can we automate any part of this process where maybe it's automating follow-ups or nudging people when maybe a deal's gone cold for 30 days or 60 days, whatever time frame makes the most sense? And then are all the systems in the right spot? So if you have integrated systems, if you have to do one thing in one tool and another thing in a different tool, can they talk to each other to make sure that you don't have any missing gaps in data? The last thing you want to have happen is that maybe for some reason you have two people working on a deal, but if they're not talking between systems, someone could do some activity over here that a person over here doesn't know about. And then when they have an interaction with that prospect, it can create some weird friction that seems like you're a little bit uncoordinated. So that's where you can start to show a little bit of progress on the sales front. When it comes to service, it's all about retention of your customers. So you can be closing a lot of deals. The best way to get additional revenue and to start to scale things up is with your existing customer base. If they have a really good experience, then they're more likely to buy from you again, maybe even refer additional customers of yours. So you don't want to just stop at the point of sales. You want to make sure the customer service is in tip-top shape. So what this would be working through those cross sells and upsells, improving that customer experience, surveying customers so you make sure that you know when they're really happy and when they're really not, and you can address whatever situations are coming out of those types of surveys. Last but not least, you can begin to evolve really when it comes to revenue operations. So this would be looking at ROI in perpetuity, trying to maximize results and value. At this point, when you're really focused more on RevOps, you're trying to get a better picture of, hey, are there certain channels that maybe in the short term look like they're successful, but in the long term, they don't really yield high quality customers? Do we need to invest more in a channel that's maybe slow pace, maybe fewer leads, but they end up being higher quality in the long run, lead to longer customer relationships or to larger lifetime values? Those are all conversations that you can figure out once you make sure that marketing, sales, and service are all in a pretty good spot and you have, let's say, a pretty decent foundation. So those are all things you need to think about when you begin to operate on your plans. If you are looking to implement this yourself, that's great. This is a methodology that should work for you. If you're interested in getting some help along the way, that's where I'd say that you should connect with Evenbound. We're here to help you out and make sure that you get some good process in place, and ultimately we'll see the growth that you're looking to achieve.